What is missing? I think more with the big name uh, comic book creators, I almost feel like that they choose to pander more to a wider audience rather than stay true to what their original intent of the story or the original intent of the characters are. Um, like people complain about Marvel all the time about how they will discontinue a continuity or just kind of write a character as if the past had never existed. And I don't know, that's disrespectful to whatever creator it was back then that had to work hard on creating that storyline or that character's personality. I think that's one of the main things about mainstream comic books that, I don't know, I just don't agree with that.
There is not enough differentiation. There's a lot of people jumping off with the same ideas and not really being creative enough with them.
It's the, I would say, influx of a more personal story in the mainstream era. There's a lot of personal stories and a lot of slice of life type stories in underground and independent comics, but there's not that much in the superhero realm for, you know, Marvel and DC characters. They're starting to do a little bit more with that, but I think it's something that needs to be pushed a little bit more. You know, a deeper story, you know, more than just taking it as, you know, pow, I'm gonna hit somebody, you know, and save the day type thing.
As far as creativity, I don't think a lot's missing for as far as the art goes. I think they're just really, really talented, but a lot is missing in terms of writing and story, because you have to put out a book every month and it's more corporate. There's more of a need to just put it out as opposed to do something really well.
I think right now there's not a lot of variety. Things that come out, popular things now tend to be very, they follow a certain guidelines or a certain pathway. There's not a lot of variety that breaks out into more of a choice in items, because most things they'll follow a certain pathway and sort of a formula type presentation, and I think there's so much more that can be done with comics and the sequential art storytelling format that it's still kind of a universe that hasn't been totally explored yet, because there's so much that can be done with it and so much out there to investigate and present.
Variety. In other cultures, particularly Japan, comic books are read by just about everybody. There's a comic for everyone, and we don't really have that here. The industry here is mostly just a single genre. It's mainstream superhero stuff, and there's so much you can do with comics. It can be anything you can do with TV or film or anything else. There's numerous genres to explore. In Japan, they have romance comics, you know, comics for girls. They have comics for anybody, you know, and we don't really have that. And I think there's a lot of room for growth in the American market for that. It's something that we should have and we don't.